You want all of your muscles to be completely relaxed. And then next, focus on asking the question. So you would direct your energy into the pendulum and say, should I, and remember, it has to be yes or no questions. You could say things like, should I leave my job? Should I don't know, text this person, right? Whatever your questions are, you would just say should, could, or would questions, and then you will hopefully get a yes or a no answer. Now, what you can do, especially if you're new to this, is you can actually kind of test the pendulum. So you can, for example, hold it in front of you and just ask it something that you know the answer to. Ask it something like, is my name so-and-so? Right? Am I sitting down right now? And then hopefully you will actually receive a signal, hopefully the right one. And then once you've done that, you know that things are kind of working as they should, and you can move on to the next step. Okay, next, remember this is before you've actually asked your first question. You need to program the source. So you need to actually focus your energy on the pendulum and say, I would like answers from, and then obviously wherever you would like answers from. Maybe it's your higher self, maybe it's a specific person, entity, energy, historical figure, whatever, right? And then you, of course, ask your question and wait for the answer. It's helpful to keep like a journal if you want to write these things down. Okay, so how does pendulum dowsing actually give you answers? What's the mechanics behind it? How does it work? Well, you've got to remember that at the holographic level of reality, everything is connected. So when you understand that nothing is separate, it's very easy to understand how something, an energy, person, entity, can influence and interlink with your energy, especially if you directly ask for it, especially if you put your intention into saying, I would like an answer from you specifically. Because there's no separation, because these things are all interconnected, it's very easy at the holographic level for these things to happen. Now, the reason we use a pendulum is because when you hold a free hanging pendulum, there's really not much physical limitations on that pendulum. It can freely swing, and that's why it's easier for subtle energies to manipulate it. Compared to, say, if you said, here is my chair, move the chair forward if it's a yes answer. Now, of course, it's going to take an incredible amount of emotional energy for the entity to actually move the chair. Now, of course, it does happen. Things like poltergeists and demons or, ghosts, they do move objects in that way, especially big objects in some cases.